I'm trying to see if Tim's here. One second, because Tim is the owner of an MSP, Neoscope, and I'm not sure if he's on the, was able to connect. He's actually on vacation. Oh, wait, there he is.
Can you hear me okay?
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Tim felt it was important enough to join this MSP World Conference to talk about his experience with CyberHoot, that he's interrupting his vacation with his wife. He's on the road. And Tim, I can't thank you enough for being here.
Happy to be here. Can you hear me now?
We still can't hear you. There's a gear cog icon at the top where you can select your sound. We had tested this earlier in the week, folks. Oh, we can. Okay, go ahead.
Testing. Hello, hello.
You're good, Tim.
So you can hear me now. Craig, can you hear me?
Might be a problem on my side. Let me fix the speakers on my end. Tim, can you say something?
Testing 1, 2.
Perfect. The problem was on my end. Sorry, guys.
Hey, we got it.
Okay. So go ahead, Tim. Did you give your overview of the company?
No, I'll start there. So like everyone else, I'm sure on this call, I'm an MSP owner. I started the company as a pure MSP from day one back in 2006. We're about a $3 million a year top line revenue company. About 70% of that is recurring revenue. We have about 12 to 15 employees and probably about 40 to 50 clients everywhere from Boston to Portland, Maine, and everywhere in between.
Great. All right. You were going to talk next about what life was like before CyberHoot, maybe 5 years ago.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we were averaging probably 2 to 3, sometimes more cybersecurity incidents a month. Anything from ransomware to all kinds of breaches. I would say mostly ransomware. Our technicians were doing a lot of firefighting. They were getting stressed out. Clients were unhappy. And then Craig and I crossed paths, which was a great shift for the company. And that's when we decided we're going to make a move towards becoming cyber secure ourselves and bringing enterprise security to the small and mid-sized businesses that we support. So a couple things that it did for us, right out of the gate, it definitely added to our managed recurring revenue. We probably added about 20% per contract in recurring revenue. It definitely put us in front of our clients more often. So by having the cybersecurity awareness training, they were being exposed to Neoscope via CyberHoot on a regular basis. It's probably the most frequent comment I hear from my clients when I meet with them is some type of a comment about the training, just how valuable it is to them. But yeah, we were experiencing all sorts of stuff, prior to implementing our cybersecurity stack. And I would say in the 5 years that we've rolled it out to our clients, I can't think of a breach that we've had other than clients that didn't implement our cybersecurity stack. And those folks that would have a breach shortly thereafter would be very quick to implement our stack and our training.
So you've had a pretty good experience with it. Your clients are stickier, would you say, Tim?
Absolutely.
When they're on
yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, just the attrition has gone way down. I think people obviously get frustrated. Cybersecurity incidents aren't exciting or fun for anyone involved. So since we've reduced those incidents, we have had a much happier client base, and again, a client base that we have a lot more touches with.
And is cybersecurity, does it keep you up at night anymore, Tim?
Not me, no, and not most of our clients, which is great. I think the ones that have not adopted, I'd say we probably have about a 70% adoption rate with a stack. So that other 30%, I'm still sort of losing some sleep for those guys. But once we get them rolled over and we're at 100%, I'll sleep a little bit better.
Fantastic. So, folks, on the webinar here, we have 10 minutes left. I think we want to review briefly and then go right to question and answer so that you can ask Tim any questions that you might have as an MSP owner and a user of the product. So from a review, we're all facing cyber attacks. you need a low-cost cyber program to help with that, to do training. There's a lot of unique and interesting and obvious benefits to awareness training. Neoscope did it. They took it from, all these attacks monthly to no attacks in how many years, Tim, now? Have you had any ransomware breaches? I know we were talking about this earlier.
Been at least 5 years since we've had an attack.
5 years, that's a long time. I know we've had some on the non-CyberHoot clients, so just to be clear,
Right.
but the ones that adopted it have been it's pretty rapid before they stop clicking on phishing links, because we do a lot with the phishing training, and then we move into password hygiene. So let's open it up to questions and answers. Who has a question for Tim or for me? Oh, you can't hear me.
Oh, that was from
That
earlier.
might be. Oh, okay. So folks can hear me now? Okay, good. If you want to put a chat question in, or you can unmute yourself, I'm not sure. Is CyberHoot a part of a bigger cyber program offering? So that's a Zibian question. So Neoscope hired me as a Chief Information Security Officer to look at all of the different things they do within their product offerings for their clients. So for instance, we've all been migrating people off of Exchange servers and into O365. And I looked at that with Neoscope engineers to make sure that we enabled two-factor authentication on those tenancies. And we looked at all the different programs, whether it was our Mimecast or Reflection, Sophos Reflection, spam filters, everything else. So to answer you can't just do awareness training as an MSP. You actually have to look inward at yourself and say, are we doing all the best practices that we should be in our MSP to protect ourselves, because we're under attack a lot. And a lot of that can come from the training you get in CyberHoot, where it says adopt a password manager. Neoscope uses LastPass, has used it for 5 years. They don't worry about passwords anymore, and they have unique ones. And we can actually see that and prove that. Another question. I came in late, my apologies. So how does this work? We send the customers to CyberHoot, we make a markup. What's the process? Okay, no, this wasn't answered already, Donnie, no problem. What we've done with CyberHoot, Tim, you started out selling it. We started out selling it to every client because we had existing MSP agreements. And we had about 35% adoption. I'd say 7 to 10 of the 40 or so clients adopted it and paid for it outright. The rest said, no, I don't want it. And then what was the migration to after that, Tim? You decided, you had, I don't know when it was, a few years ago, you baked it in. What was your decision point there?
Yeah, so we started off with a separate product that we called the Neoscope Shield that included CyberHoot and about 3 or 4 other layers of protection for our clients. Once we found that they were among our, did that in with our managed services. Now, any client that comes on board, we've built in the COD CyberHoot in our stack that we sell.
Gotcha. Okay. And so now any client that comes on board gets it as part of their environment. And what happens, to Donnie's question, is that the CyberHoot logo is very, very minuscule on the email communications, on the training, and it's really Neoscope front and center that gets all the credit for all of the training. The URL is neoscope.cyberhoot.com, where everyone does their passwordless training. They get an email request that comes in, and Donnie, you can go to our booth, and we've got someone there now that can talk to you about this. He wants to do it now. That's great. We'd love to see that. But you can embed it. You can send the emails out. They come from Neoscope. There's Neoscope branding and all the messaging. And really, CyberHoot's just powered by CyberHoot, and Neoscope gets all the credit. There is a question in the Q&A section, so let me go to that. Tim, what made you choose CyberHoot over other solutions? What made it a good fit for Neoscope? That's Crystal Day Villanueva.
Yes, so the biggest thing for us was the fact that it's an open system. So I liked that not only could we use all of the built-in CyberHoot training videos, which are fantastic. They're short, they're sweet, they get to the point for our clients. But we're able to insert other videos that we might find value for our staff to get some training from, or our clients have used it from anything for employee handbooks, various HR documents, internal training. We recently rolled out the modern workplace training from Microsoft using the tool. So it's the open aspect to it is one. The other big part of it is price. There was nothing that could touch CyberHoot in terms of the price and the ability that we had to mark it up for our clients. And it just works. It's worked from day one. And, it's not something we have to think about. It's something that we're very lucky and fortunate to have it there for our clients. But it's not something that we have to get in and manage. There's no manual you need to read. Right out of the gate, you can get this product deployed for your clients and get it working. So, we did evaluate other products, but to me, there isn't anything out there that touches CyberHoot.
Thanks for that, Tim. Okay, we have 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. Let me see if thank you for that great question. Is there a solution against vishing, says Siddharth Rajagopal, voice-based social engineering attacks? So there's a solution for anything in this tool. I'll give you an example. I had a client, I'm a vCISO for a number of clients, and they said, come January 1st, we need CCPA training. And went to their standard LMS that they already had in place, said, where's your CCPA training? They didn't have any. And they said, well, we're working on it, but it's not ready. The company that I represented as a vCISO, or a virtual chief information security officer, said, we need it now because we're going to take calls from California residents about our privacy. So I went to YouTube. I found a couple of good overviews of CCPA. I put them into the CyberHoot product. I created questions and answers. And not only that, explanations for why the question matters. And we published to that client in about an hour. And so for vishing, there's videos already in CyberHoot about vishing. We just wrote a blog article about vishing, I think last week. So if you go to cyberhoot.com/blog and look for vishing, you'll see it's one of our most recent blog articles. Right now, we have a 2-part series on cyber insurance, what it covers. And next week on Tuesday, we'll publish what it doesn't cover and why you need to be concerned about certain things when buying cyber insurance. We do a weekly blog. So we have 52, hundreds of blogs and newsletters and things of that nature. We're all about educating you. So that's in there. Vishing is covered. Tim, how about efficiency in managing it over time?
I don't hear anything about the management of CyberHoot. I would say out of the 70% of our clients that have it rolled out, it's probably, Craig, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's an 80-20 split where probably 80% of it is self-managed by the clients. 20% we manage ourselves.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit more 50-50 on the management side, client to Neoscope. But here's the thing. I would say that you, with 80%, 70 to 80% penetration of your clients, your team at Neoscope spends 10 to 30 minutes a week in aggregate dealing with things. And the big thing that they're dealing with right now is about to go away. They're adding and removing users. And I think that CyberHoot has a new version coming out in today is October 1st, this month, that includes AD integration. So at that moment, that 20 to 30 minutes a week to add a user, remove a user, that's manual today, is going away. So the efficiency, when I read or talk to my MSP owners, I have one client that said I did more in CyberHoot in this afternoon than I did a year with this other product. I'm not going to badmouth any other products, but it's extremely efficient. And every manual step we have worked very hard to remove. How CyberHoot is different from other security products. This is probably the last question we can answer because we're running out of time. Go to our booth if you have other questions, and Ty is there manning it right now. He can answer your questions. You'll be able to schedule time with me. On the next slide, the final slide, is how you can do that. You can email me, Craig at CyberHoot. We can book time together and I can go over it. The reality is that CyberHoot is different in 3 ways. We're passwordless, instant access to training. We're open, and we're fully automated on management escalations. Managers get notified when employees don't do their training or their assignments, and we're a cybersecurity program as a service. So thank you all for your time. Come visit the booth. And Tim, thanks for taking time out of your vacation for us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
My pleasure.